Let's begin now.
Today, I just woke up and I said, instead of waiting on a good day.
And welcome to BlackJackSports, a little free dance preview with Jackson Gerke, Tampa Bay, Florida, Blake Lumberger, Charleston, South Carolina. It's a beautiful day in Charleston, South Carolina. Jackson, can you say the same for Tampa Bay, Florida? What's going on, man?
Yes, it is very beautiful, very clear skies, a very good, nice day today, very low humidity.
Come on.
A nice, beautiful day here in Tampa Bay, Florida, and it's definitely a nice day today.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, Jackson, let's talk, man. What's going on? We got baseball. We got big time baseball. Cleveland could have ended everything last night. They didn't. 3-1. The series, they're up 3-1. Are they going to be able to close it out tonight at 4 p.m.?
Well, they should. I mean, depending on who's pitching and who's batting order in their starting lineup, depending on who they have healthy and who they have good in their lineup, it all depends on that, and whoever wins the game, that's all that matters. And as far as that series, the Toronto Blue Jays do well at home against elimination games, in case you're wondering. That is what they do, and that's how the team goes, and that's what their fan base does, and the Blue Jays are that good, man.
Hey, you think it's got something to do with a Canadian? Is it because they got a little fight up there in Canada? That when they play in Canada, they got a little fight, eh?
Yeah, I mean, they're good in Canada. I mean, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Hasn't been in the World Series in baseball since like '93 or '92, something like that. Canadian baseball needs to be back in the World Series, and I want Canada back in the World Series, eh?
Hey, let's go, Jack. I mean, I'm telling you, man, let's get them back in there. I don't think they're going to be able to get them because I think Cleveland, if they don't win tonight, they'll win back in Cleveland. Now, how about this? Chicago Cubs down one game in the series, 1-2 against your LA Dodgers. Now, come on, you think the curse of the Bambino is still around? Jackson, remember the time you were Steve Bartman for Halloween? Famous, infamous fan for the Chicago Cubs. Do they still have a curse, man? They're the best team in baseball, but they're down by one game in the series right now. What's up with the Cubs? What's it going to take to win?
You're going to have to need a lot of momentum because the Cubs, I think, played well in their hitting order in the regular season. So, to me, I feel like the Cubs didn't play well because they got too many home runs. I think
too many home runs.
A couple of home runs.
Okay.
Against the Dodgers, so the Cubs really need to bounce back if they want to win tonight. But my dad is certainly not happy after what he saw last night. The people of Chicago or the Cubs organization within my dad's company is not happy after what he saw last night.
They need to win. They need the Cubs in the World Series. Jack, Wrigley Field. How do they lose at Wrigley Field, man? Tell us about Wrigley Field up in Chicago. Have you been there?
I have been there, and it was about a month ago, and that's probably one of the oldest ballparks in all of Major League Baseball. So it's a very historic ballpark. There are some renovations going on. So, in like outside of Wrigley Field, not like inside it, but yes, Wrigley Field is the most historic baseball field in all of Major League Baseball.
Jackson, listen, the renovations you're talking about. How about the fact that they're blocking the fans that have seats? One of the coolest things about Wrigley is behind the baseball field, it takes up one square block, and behind the baseball field, the apartment buildings have built scaffolding with seats so you can watch the game from an apartment building. But the new owners are blocking those stands, and we talked about this a year ago. What are your thoughts on that, man? Are you buying or selling the new owners building signs to block the fans on the outside? You buying or selling?
I'm selling, man. Who would want to watch a baseball game when they're building apartments for the owners of that team want to block it off? I mean, people on Wrigley Field need to do a better job with this project. I have to disagree with you, and that is definitely what I don't want to see.
Hey, couldn't agree more, Jack. Let the fans have what they want, man. Let them. You know what they say, Jack? Back in Chicago, if you're not hungry, you're not eating, man. Let them have their Giordano's pizza and let those fans on the outside watch the game. from the apartment buildings. That's what they've been doing forever. And if we know one thing about the Chicago Cubs, they're all about tradition. Still got the man changed scoreboard. They don't need electronics out there. They've got it going on. Jackson, football, man. Let's talk some football. What's going on in football? Any updates on the board?
In pro football?
Either one, man. College or pro. Your Jackson's call.
My call. Okay. Well, on Thursday nights, we began with our football kickoff weekend with Thursday night football.
Who we got?
The Bears and
The
the
Bears.
Green Bay Packers on Thursday night.
The
That's where I
Bears.
want to start off with football weekend.
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. All right.
Bears.
Hey, that's a good man. You talking about a game? That's American football. If we can get to American football, the Bears and the Packers. That's classic, man. There's TV shows about this kind of stuff. Who's gonna win that game, Jack? What's it gonna take?
Ooh. Go Packers.
Oh, go Packers! Listen, Aaron Rodgers
Because
is.
Packers, the reason why I'm saying that is because the Packers win well at home at Lambeau, and the Packers are that good, but they're 2 games behind Minnesota. But I still think the Packers can win this football game.
Well, Jack, I there's no doubt about it. Listen, what can you say about the Bears other than they've had some of the most elite offensive talents in the league for years now? Their quarterback was supposed to be one of the best ever, Hall of Fame, and he's anything but that right now. They're bust, man. You say Bears are bust, and right now they're bust. Jackson, you're right. Green Bay wins that game. This weekend, interesting matchups in college football. There's not a lot, Jack. You got Ohio State. They're gonna pound Penn State. Michigan's gonna win their game. You got Mississippi at LSU. This is a big game. You got 23 against 25. Ole Miss against LSU at LSU. And hey, Jack, little side note, rest in peace, the Tiger, the only living Tiger at a college campus, has passed away for LSU. That's sad news down in the Bayou. Who wins this game? Ole Miss at LSU.
Well, in case you're wondering, that Tiger who passed away
Come on.
was Mike the Tiger. He was
Mike
a
the
good
Tiger.
Tiger.
Mike
and was
the
in the
Tiger.
cage before every game, and he was a very good, taking care of Mike the Tiger. And it's sad to see him pass away after giving up a lot of cancer in this Tiger.
Jack, that's why we love you, man. You know more than anybody else about sports. Mike the Tiger, thanks for that side note. Who wins the game in the Bayou? Let's go.
Anyway.
The bomb alert of the week. Jackson's bomb alert of the week. Right here. You heard it first. Who wins the game?
LSU is going to pull up the upset at home against Ole Miss.
No doubt about it. LSU wins, Jack. They've got to win, man. And they've got an interim head coach I think a lot of people are on board with, a lot of people like. If he's got any chance to stick around, they got to win this game. And Leonard Fournette, I mean, where has this guy been? Second year in a row, he's been a Heisman candidate, and I think he's going to go ahead and come off that ballot pretty soon. He's got to step it up, Jack, no doubt about it. You got Texas A&M and Alabama. Now, Jackson, everybody thought Tennessee had a chance to beat Alabama. Not you and not me, and that's why we're on this radio show. I need an upset alert, Jack. Bomb alert of Wednesday. Does Texas A&M have any chance to go to Alabama and beat Alabama? Come on.
Slightly yes, but mostly no.
Okay.
I mean,
Hey, that was a little curveball. That was a curveball.
Trevor Knight is a good quarterback, and he has beaten Alabama in a bowl game in years past. So you're going to see a back and forth football game between 2 undefeated football teams in that game Saturday.
You're right.
And when you watch that game, it's going to feel that way and be like that way until mainly in the middle second half. So we're going to see a lot of that in that football game. And that's why it's going to be a fun game to watch. And that's why I'm saying that. And that's why it's going to be a very close football game.
Okay, Jack. I mean, you're exactly right. They're both undefeated. A&M 6-0, Alabama 7-0. A lot of people were trashing Alabama's offense, saying they didn't have an offensive powerhouse. Well, their true freshman quarterback goes on the road in front of 100,000 fans and puts up 40-plus points. Come on, man. You telling me they don't have an offense anymore? They don't have a good true freshman quarterback? I think it's hard to say in front of 100,000 fans in enemy territory to put up 40-plus points. This will be an interesting game, Jack. I just don't know who can compete with Alabama right now. I think they're the only true number one college playoff team right now. Jack, one more minute left. Conference. We have conference talk to talk about. Tell us about what's going on in the college conferences. What's the big news right now?
Well, we were talking about the Big 12.
Oh, gosh.
I think those teams should expand a lot, but it's not going to happen.
What a mess, man. They got us hyped. They got us excited for the last 6 months about adding 2 teams. They had 100 and some teams apply to be in there. Local teams, ECU applied to get in there. They got us thinking they were going to add 2 teams. They had Houston. Hey, they had Houston that wanted to be in there. Houston's on fire. And they said what to all those teams, Jack? What did they say?
No.
They said no to every team. And what a mess they are. And now you know what's going to happen, Jack. They just wrote their own grave. That conference will likely fall apart in the next few years. All the great teams in there are going to go somewhere else. The SEC might get a little bigger. And, Jack, we're going to be, instead of having the Power 5 conferences, we will most likely have the Power 4 conferences. You heard it first. Let's talk about that crazy scenario a little bit tomorrow or Friday. Jackson Gerke, Blake Lomberger, BlackJackSports. We're going to have a good day, just like Nappy Root said. Jack, final words. What do you think?
Well, it's going to be a good day, Blake, and I can tell you this. Depending on what happens on Saturday, we're going to see a lot of good football games. Can't wait for that. And on Thursday night, too. And that's what I want to say. But I hope the Cubs can bounce back. But that's all what I want to say. Blake, you have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later.
Jack, you too. I'm dying laughing over here because I got a new sound. We got a soundboard. I mean, technology is just crazy. We're taking it to a level. And I got a little karate kick. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I hear that.
Little karate kick. We'll include that somehow. I don't think that was the most appropriate time to put it in this past time. Jack, it's been great. You're the man. Always fun. Always a pleasure. One of the favorite parts of my week. Blackjack Sports right here. You heard it first. See you, Jack.
Take it easy, Blake.